Hey guys, welcome back to Rollin' Smoke AZ. Today I'm gonna show you guys again a different way of doing tri-tip, and this is what we're gonna be working with today. This piece of tri-tip right here, it's beautiful. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a little bit different spices here today. So we're gonna do some garlic, chives, and onions. And we're also gonna do a brown sugar bourbon. These two right here. So, first thing you wanna do, of course, is if there's any silver skin on the back, you wanna take that off and trim it off. So, there's not really much. This is a good enough amount of fat right here. You can keep that on. Since it's already trimmed up, let's go ahead and start spicing it up. Take your garlic, ranch, and chives here. Douse that up here. And make sure you do the back as well, just so everything can be doused properly. And go ahead and flip it over and do the same thing. You can go ahead and smoke it. We're gonna smoke this today for 2 hours at 225. What's really cool, if you have leftovers of this, usually the next day or whatever, again, don't heat it up in the microwave. Heat it up over a skillet or turn your grill on again and just kind of reheat it. But to take it up and make some like sandwiches with it, cut it up. You can make it very thin too. If you have like a meat slicer, you can also slice this pretty thin and use it in sandwiches and do whatnot. Or, make it with some eggs. Okay. That looks pretty good right there. So we're gonna let this rest for about 20 minutes. So all the spices can soak in and gets to room temperature. They recommend it to become at room temperature before you throw it on to the smoker. So we'll go ahead and do that right now, and then after that we'll go ahead and throw it on the smoker. So what I want to do today with the tri-tip is use some of this rosemary that we grow here in our backyard and just throw it right on top of that. Give that a good wash. So having a fresh garden in your backyard, and herbs and stuff, really helps. It cuts costs, of course, on certain spices that you need, and makes the food taste a little bit better. Plus it's fresh, so there's none of that added pesticides and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and give this a wash, and then we will place it on the tri-tip when we put it on the smoker. Just place it like that. That's what it'll look like. So once the internal temperature reaches between 125 and 130, we'll go ahead and pull it off and let it rest before we cut into it. And then when we'll cut against the grain, of course, and we'll enjoy it. So stay tuned and see how it turns out right after this. So speaking of herbs and gardening and having an homegrown garden, the basil that we had planted has been growing really well. So what I'm going to do with this as well is when I do make the pizza, I'm going to add the basil to it and either do a margarita or some type of Mediterranean pizza with the basil added. And the mint is growing really well too. My tomatoes are starting to grow a little bit. So all is well. So as you can see, my tomatoes in here are getting ripe. Now the reason why I put this net over is because all the birds were picking at it. So the tomatoes were getting eaten, and of course a bird picked at it, another tomato, and it got eaten in this area right here. So what ended up happening, another tomato plant just grew where the seeds were. So I thought that was pretty cool. Get a free tomato plant. And then my other tomatoes are over there. And I also got jalapenos and bell peppers growing in there as well. And again, I have another net up too, because it all gets eaten up. So they're right here blooming and blossoming. Hopefully we get some good jalapenos where I can make a really good salsa with smoked veggies and then blend it all together and see how that tastes. So the reason why I decided to do another tri-tip video with the new smoker is because I did it on my old Pit Boss Classic, and I wanted to see how it is on this new GMG Daniel Boone Prime Plus smoker. Since I heard, you know, a lot of people telling me that they want to see a tri-tip done on this smoker, so I went ahead and of course this is what I'm going to bring to you guys now. So we're going to see, because this, you know, has been smoking constantly versus the Pit Boss Classic. It didn't really smoke too much. It was on intervals, of course. So this one is actually, you know, keeps rolling smoke the whole time. So hopefully it'll infuse that flavor pretty well, and I'm going to try and see the difference in taste, and I'm going to let you guys know as well. So super excited for that. Okay, so we hit our temperature already, and it's been about 2.5 hours so far. So it's time to take it off and put it under some foil here. Loosely cover it with foil and let it rest for about 5 to 10 minutes. Here's what that looks like. Okay guys, so we let it rest. We're just gonna cut into this now, and as you know, we're gonna cut across the grain. So looks really good. Just falls apart. Wow. Yeah. Look at that. It's really good. Remember, let it rest right after so everything can kind of soak in. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching my channel today. Hope you enjoyed this tri-tip video. As you know, I have the previous video on a different grill. This is a newer one. You can really taste the smoke and aroma. It's been smoking for 2 hours. So give me a thumbs up, a like, a comment. Let me know if you have any questions about this particular tri-tip. I'll answer them. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next smoke.